Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime One back here with a new video, and today I'm here with a new series of What If Naruto Was Neglected and Had the JOUGAN. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So without any delay, let's begin the video. So before I start this one off, we actually don't know much about the Jogan, as you know it's a mysterious dojutsu of the Otsutsuki, in which we haven't given much information. All information that we have, I'm gonna give Naruto those abilities, and I'm gonna give him some extra abilities which I think will be really nice to have as just a preview of my manga series that's going to be coming out. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. So yeah, with this video you'll actually get an idea of what Naruto's abilities in the manga series that might actually be. So yeah, let's start it off. So the first ability that's Jogan in the canon series. I'll go with the canon series in board so that the Jogan has shown. The first ability is to see or sense negative energy, and it's similar to KCM, that ability that Kurama provides Naruto in the original series. And Naruto in this one will be able to see negative emotions and whatnot in his opponents and all that stuff. Second is to have a straight up Byakugan level vision, with seeing their opponent's chakra of pathways and also pointing out a weakness or a weak point in their body. So that will be the second ability that Naruto will have. The third ability is to see through space and time, and what I mean by that is whenever, like, for example, Obito uses Kamui to appear behind Naruto, but Naruto will already be able to see that Kamui, and that Obito would be able to Kamui behind him. The fourth one is that Naruto's kinetic vision is way above the Sharingan. I would say his kinetic vision is even over the Rinnegan, since Boruto in the original series, who was like maybe like a Chunin level, was able to dodge Momoshiki's attack, which is, let's just say, above Madra's level attack, right? So the kinetic vision that the Jogan provides is absolutely insane. So that's the fourth ability, and fifth and the last ability is to open portals, pretty much use space-time ninjutsu. These are the five abilities that Jogan had in the original series, and I'm gonna be giving Naruto a few more. My few more abilities that I'm gonna be giving Naruto in the series are: the first one is I'm gonna be giving Naruto the ability to teleport between shadows. He can pretty much teleport in anyone's shadows as he sees please, and that's the first ability. The second ability that I'm gonna give Naruto is the ability to pretty much erase chakra. What I mean by that is Naruto will have this thing called Eclipse Release, and with that Eclipse Release, his body and whatever his chakra will pretty much become like a galaxy-like aura, and anything that touches that galaxy-like aura, suppose like a chakra-related thing, will be completely wiped out. Chakra cannot affect Naruto in this when he's using Eclipse Release. So these are the few abilities that I'm going to be giving Naruto, 7 in total. So yeah, hopefully guys will enjoy it, and let's begin the series. So we start this one off with any other series that Naruto in the day of the Nine Tails attack. The Nine Tails attack happens as usual as Obito attacks the Hidden Leaf Village by killing all the Anbus that were guarding Kushina's safe place for birth, and he takes the kids in his arm. He takes all the three kids in his arm, as he's like, for Tokage Minato, like, sort of stay back, or your child will die in the few moments that he's alive. So Minato, just being the badass he is, after some time, everything happens the same. Minato teleports to a different location to save his child, and Kushina is pretty much up to death's bed with Obito, and Obito releases the Nine Tails on the village. As Obito releases the Nine Tails on the village, Minato quickly teleports to the QB where Obito actually released the Nine Tails and teleports Kushina away while giving Obito a death glare. Soon, the battle between Obito and Minato happens the same. Nothing really changes there. And soon, Naruto along with Menman Mito are there in the sealing array for the Nine-Tailed Fox. In this case, Menman Mito get the 50-50% of the Nine-Tailed entirety because if I give Naruto the Jogan and the entirety of the Nine-Tails, it'd be sort of, hard for Naruto to face any kind of challenge since the Jogan is already gonna make him look pretty goddamn overpowered. So now we're gonna be going to the actual neglecting part. So the first day of all of this happening, Minato actually announces to the village that Menman Mito are, the container of the Nine-Tailed Fox. They are, holding back the Nine-Tailed Fox for them, and they should be considered as hero. Since Minato is alive, and those are his kids, the people in the village will actually believe him, and Minato actually says that that the Nine Seals will not leave, and his seal is the strongest seal in existence, just to flare them up and just say that happened. How did all this sealing shit happen? Hiruzen was the one who did the Reaper Death Seal instead of Minato, since that is the only way to split the Nine Tails chakra in 50-50 and actually seal it away. So Hiruzen is dead, unfortunately. But eventually, we cut to all this part. People in the village view Menman Mito as heroes, and Menman Mito actually receive really good training from Minato and Kushina. Minato is sort of busy with his, Hokage work, but Kushina actually trains both of them really frequently. On basic chakra control first, is that what she taught them. Naruto, who was looking at this from his window when he clenched his fist, as whenever he would ask his mother for training, his mother would always gain an excuse of Naruto, maybe next time, but I have to train your siblings, they're special. Naruto would always think in his mind, what the fuck is so special about them. The things that you're teaching them, I just learned them by looking and sort of hearing what you're teaching them. It's not much. What is so special about them? Naruto would always think that in his mind. Soon, Naruto would go down as he would calm himself down after seeing all of this. He would grab some dinner and just go outside to see his siblings training with his mom. Soon, Kushina would call Naruto as Naruto would go there. As his mother's calling him, he would be sort of excited to see that maybe his mother will train him. As his mother would say, I'll teach you a bit of chakra control, but Naruto would say that I already know it. Kushina will look at him in a little surprise, but she would say, how do you know that? I never taught you. Naruto would say that, I didn't always be on your shadow. I didn't want to be in their shadows. As Naruto would point at both Menman and Mito, who would sort of glare at him. And then Naruto would say, that I just pretty much heard what you said and watched them do the exercise and pretty much mastered it on my own. Kushina, who refuses to believe this, would tell Naruto to so that he can walk on trees. Naruto would show that he can walk on trees. Even at 5 years old, Naruto can walk on trees. That's a huge thing. Kushina would say, tell to Naruto that he can walk on water since they have a pool in their house, and Naruto would show that he can walk on water as well. Kushina would be really surprised, thinking that Naruto might be some kind of prodigy, but then she would shake her head as Jiraiya did come to their home and say that the child of prophecy is gonna be the one who will have an innate power within him, which will awaken when he's in a death-like situation. They pretty much think that Menman Mito have the Nine Tails inside of them when they are the child of prophecy, and they're gonna awaken the true power of the Nine Tails when all this mess will be cleared up, and they're gonna be in a death-like situation. They are a little afraid for their children because they are gonna be in a death-like situation, but they think that it will be fine. But eventually, once all this finishes, Kushina says, okay, since you already know that, why didn't you spar with your siblings, since you all are on the same level, since I did teach both of them chakra control, and since they took it a month to master it, and reason Menman Mito took that long to master it, they have the Nine Tails inside of them, and they have a lot more chakra to handle than Naruto does. So yeah, if you're wondering, is Naruto a prodigy? Yes, he is, but Menman and Mito are also sort of good. They're they're not prodigy level, but they're above average. So the spar actually begins. Naruto, who has been studying books and learning his own style of fighting, would start to overwhelm Menma, who was a sparring partner for this one, and then soon, Menma, who would start to get pissed that this loser. That's what he thought of Naruto, and throughout this whole time, this loser is beating him, and this would infuriate Menma, as he would start to tap into the Kyuubi's power. Menma actually has the dark side of Kurama inside of him, the same side that Naruto had, and this side of Kurama is not so friendly, man. He will actually take any chance to take over Menma's body. So as this happens, Kushina, who notices that Menma is tapping into the Nine Tails chakra a bit, decides that things are getting a little out of hand, but she decides that maybe just let Menma get the Nine Tails chakra out a little bit more, then I'll stop it. As that happens, Naruto, who cannot keep up with Menma, who's using the Nine Tails chakra, as Menma's eyes become a slit from his blue eyes that turn into red eyes with slits in them, and then of course his whisker marks deepen a lot as well, as Menma starts to attack Naruto furiously. Naruto, who just seeing all those messes, like what the fuck is happening, why the hell is he doing this to me? Naruto would eventually block this and get a serious look on his face. He's like, okay, if Menma wants to kill me, I will not kill him, but I will go all out. Naruto actually applies chakra to his feet and his hand, as he decides to take this seriously. Soon Naruto and Menma starts to spar, and this time they are dead even. Like, Kushina is surprised that Naruto can keep up with Menma with since Menma is using a bit of Nine Tails chakra. Soon both of the boys are exhausted, and Kushina takes all of them back up. Mito asks Kushina, how Naruto is able to keep up with them, even with, literal, he has no Nine Tails inside of him. Kushina says to Mito that, it is because Naruto's chakra control is really high, and he was able to, focus more of his chakra on his feet and to boost his physical stats to keep him with Menma. Mito is like, so meaning if we can control our chakra like Naruto, you'll be able to, boost our stats that way as well. Kushina is like, yeah, you will be able to. That's why I am trying to drill chakra control into you. Soon Minato, when he arrives at home, hears that Naruto is, sort of like a prodigy, but, doesn't care much. He's not even concerned with Menma and Mito's growth, since, he's the Hokage and all that stuff. After a month passes, Kushina refuses to train Naruto, as he thinks that Naruto is already much advanced, as Naruto is, just getting more pissed off, since, he's thinking that his mother's completely ignoring him, which is true. And then sometimes he goes to his father to, just complain that his mother never trains him and whatnot. Minato would always swat him away, saying that, it's not none of his concern, that Naruto to just leave him alone for right now, and he has a lot of work to do. Once in a while, Jiraiya would also come, and Naruto would be really excited to, see Jiraiya and, ask him for training. But Jiraiya would be like, sorry, Naruto, but I have to train the child of prophecies. Because of all this training that Menma and Mito have been receiving, they are well above Naruto, who is, getting more and more depressed over the time that, he's not getting any training. His siblings are just overshadowing his entire progress. And then soon, Naruto is really not in a good mood, as it's their 8th birthday, and after a month they're going to be joining the academy. October the 10th, their 8th birthday, the day when they're going to be the day when the clan heirs of their respective clans are going to be announced. Soon everyone attends the party, the Uchihas attend the party, Jiraiya attends the party, Tsunade attends the party, who has not leave the village at this point, and they all are just in the village just enjoying the party, as Minato taps his glass and to get everyone's attention, and he declares that everyone, since we have gathered here in this marvelous day, on the day of the October 10th, wherein my precious children were born, and today I have as a gift, which is not a physical gift, but something that is more like a valuable one. I'm gonna be announcing the clan heirs of our clan, And as you know, I have children, and the as Kushina has decided, as he's the head of the Uzumaki clan, Mito is gonna be the head of the Uzumaki clan, and Menma is gonna be the head of the Namikaze clan. You know, Naruto, who's sitting at a distance with completely white in his eyes, the glass that he was holding on, he would just break it by sheer force and the anger that he was feeling right now. And then soon Naruto, without anyone noticing that Naruto was there, except for one, that was Tsunade. She was, she always talked with Naruto here and there, but due to her busy schedule, as busy as Minato in the hospital, she could not really like train him. She, looks at Minato with a little bit of shocked look, since Naruto was the first one out of the triplets to be born, so he's current technically the supposed, the real clan here of either one of the clans, right? And if he's not the leader of any of those clans, it technically means that Minato and Kushina have pretty much like kicked him out of the clan, and he's just part of the clan, but not any like any elite member or anything. They're pretty much disowning him. So I mean, Tsunade goes after Naruto, who is just sitting at the park, just in a swing. Swing Sama has more screen time than Tenten in the original Naruto. So no, this in this time also it will be the same. So Naruto, who's looking at the ground, senses the Tsunade is coming up to him. Naruto, even without looking up, would say, what's up, Bachan? Why are you here? Tsunade would be real surprised that you know that I was here. I was suppressing my chakra. Naruto would say that he is able to be sense people ever since he was like ever since he began his chakra control training and all that stuff. And Kushina would, Tsunade would be really surprised by this. Oh, you can. That's a rather interesting ability. And then Tsunade would suppress her chakra completely and entirely. And then she would say, Naruto, can you sense me now? And Naruto would be like, yeah, only a bit, but most of her chakra has vanished. I can only sense you a very, very, very little amount, and I can feel like sort of some kind of emotion coming towards me, specifically pity and sympathy. The Tsunade would just widen her eyes, so you would think this is the same ability that Mito-sama had, her grandmother, who was an Uzumaki with an ability similar to what the JOUGAN gives. So, Tsunade, eventually, this is the initial stages of Naruto's JOUGAN waking up, by the way, since I do think in the original Boruto one, since Boruto has not gone through like much of a traumatic experience, he's not been able to awaken the Jogan. But Naruto, has is already going through shit that that he shouldn't be. People Naruto starts explaining to Tsunade that his parents always ignore him. Menma and Mito sort of bully him as well in the home, just calling him loser. Just always saying that mom and dad don't love him. That he was maybe adopted. And then Kushina pretty much ignores this shit. She doesn't care about him or what it looks like. Naruto explained to the people in the village also like sort of look down on him, saying that he's the neglected child of the Namikaze, of the Hokage, and that he's a failure compared to his two siblings and his father. Tsunade hearing all of this as Naruto is pretty much almost breaking down, but he sort of holds his emotion back as he read in a book that shinobis aren't supposed to show their emotions. Tsunade would be like, okay, look, I'll train you, but I will not be as available as Kushina is available for Menma and Mito, but I'll train you, and I'll give you scrolls, books, and all that stuff to help you get stronger. But you have to put in the effort, right? You have to put in the effort because my training is really, really, really tough. And from what you have told me that of what you can actually do, I'm pretty sure that you are you are a talented ninja. So we'll start your training from tomorrow. So I'll stop with this mopping and shit already. We have to make Minato and Kushina pay for what they did, right? After Tsunade would say that, Naruto would look up at her and smile like, yes, you're right, I was wrong. Let's do this thing. Soon, Naruto's training with Tsunade would happen, and Tsunade would be really surprised at the rate that Naruto was growing. Like Naruto was growing. He was growing really fast at a really fast rate. And Tsunade would say to Naruto that, instead of hiding his abilities in the academy, he should actually, just use them and actually graduate at an early age, since that is a possibility. Naruto would be like, okay, I'll do it. Of course, I'll do it. So now they would teach Naruto the basics of passing the academy with the jutsus as well. And in just 9 years old, Naruto would have passed the academy. Menma and Mito would be so jealous of this, that their brother passed the academy so soon. Naruto, when he would be coming back to his home, being really happy, maybe this time he'll get the approval of his parents since, he passed the academy so soon. People call him a prodigy and a genius instead of, being looked down on everyone anymore. He's, pretty much known as the prodigy and the genius. Soon, when Naruto enters the home, he sees that Menma and Mito are the ones that are sitting in the table along with Minato and Kushina, and when he enters, he says, I'm home, and no one actually says anything. Menma and Mito smirk when their parents pretty much ignore Naruto. Naruto is, sort of surprised and, just sits in the table with the dining table where they're supposed to have dinner. Soon, Kushina pours all of them dinner, and Naruto, actually says that, Mom, Dad, I actually passed the academy today. And they look at him and like, oh, good, we are proud of you. But they would not really give much of a reaction. With Naruto, just clench his fist again, just thinking, again, even all of my efforts, nothing is happening, man. Naruto would, just after even eating only a bit, would just say that, he's full and go to his room and just be pissed off, like really pissed off. Minato and Kushina are not really doing anything, right? Menma and Mito would, of course, smirk at this, thinking that they have the attention of all of the attention of their parents. Soon, we cut to Naruto, who is assigned to his team. This team would be pretty much Naruto and two other fathers. Let's just say father ninjas, right? And Jonin Sensei, who's also pretty much father. The reason I'm doing this is because I want Naruto's powers to awaken. What do I mean by that? You guys will pretty much see pretty soon. What do I mean by that? During this time, Naruto had actually been able to somewhat unlock his JOUGAN, right? He could only use it few times. That is accidentally when he was in really tough situations, but because his team would go on a C rank mission and whatnot. Naruto, this time, the Chunin exams would happen, and Naruto would be promoted to a Chunin at the age of 10. Again, a huge feat, but again, Minato and Kushina would just be like, okay, you passed. You became a Chunin. Good, Naruto. Good. So this would be the breaking point for Naruto, as he would just fight. He would just be like, fuck this family. I don't want to be here. And since he's a Chunin, he would move out of his house. Minato and Kushina would just be like, yeah, maybe like he's growing up relatively quick then compared to our other kids. So he's a Chunin, so we cannot really do anything to stop him. So they would not even try to stop him. This is the catalyst which unlocks Naruto's JOUGAN, this extreme emotions that he's feeling right now. Naruto would eventually unlock his JOUGAN, when his left eye would start to, pain and agony, and then he would go to the mirror to see this strange dojutsu that he has, with the white part of his eye completely becoming black, and the blue part of his eye sort of becoming like a moon colorish, silver bluish color, and it is shining. Naruto would stop putting chakra into his eyes, and the eye would deactivate, and his eyes would turn back to the normal blue color eyes they were. Naruto would again apply chakra to his left eye to see, if this was not an illusion, and yes, it was not. The JOUGAN had awakened, and Naruto would have sensed it. Naruto could see that with the help of the JOUGAN, he could actually see through walls, and at a distance, not much of a distance as the Hyugas, but he could see pretty far away, right? So Naruto tells this to Tsunade, who would look at this JOUGAN and be like, that's a new dojutsu that no one has ever seen. Maybe that happened because of maybe like your hidden emotions and like your Uzumaki and the Namikaze genes combining and forming something new. As Tsunade would say that Naruto would be like, okay, so what? Like, how do I figure out this eye's abilities? Tsunade would say to him that he already has one of them down, pretty much like the Byakugan at Byakugan with steroids added. The only inferior version of it to the Byakugan would be, not seeing as far away. Tsunade would say, like, the best way to test that out is via sparring. So Naruto and Tsunade would start sparring, and Naruto would see that Tsunade's movements, which previously in their training, which were very, very, very fast for him, right now were not as fast. Even though they were relatively slow, and Naruto would, manage to even land a few blows on Tsunade. Tsunade would be like, "Oh, okay, so that's his other ability of the eye, so that you can actually see kinetic vision that even surpasses the like of the Sharingan." So he would say to Naruto that his body needs to be keep up with the speed and kinetic vision that his eyes provided him. So that's the thing that they have to work on. Now Naruto also, after some few months of training with Tsunade, they would also notice that Naruto's chakra control has skyrocketed. His chakra control has become almost as good as Tsunade's, which is almost like a perfect chakra control if you guys do not know. Naruto would eventually be like, okay, now I can see, like, really see shit. And when he goes to, once in a while when he visits his family, he sort of be via sort of like a genjutsu on himself, on his eye, he would sort of activate the Jogan and see some kind of malicious intent from Menma. Mito is not so much, but Menma, he would have sort of like a malicious intent, like an evil presence towards, directed towards Naruto, like a really jealous, like a hateful kind of thing. In Minato and Kushina, he would sense like there no love, no nothing, like straight up blank. And then Mito would be the only one that would be like a little bit love, because he used the same ability on Tsunade, and you could see that her emotions were really hidden for Naruto, and it's sort of like a motherly love. So Naruto would eventually notice that his family doesn't care about him, and that he would completely cut off contacts with them. Soon Naruto would have gotten into the Anbu at the age of 12, the age where Menma and Mito graduated from the academy, and Naruto right now is at the Anbu. And his Anbu captain is none other than Itachi Uchiha, and his teammate is Shisui Uchiha. You guys might be wondering, why did I put Itachi above Shisui, when Shisui in this case, who's alive, aka meaning Itachi has not awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, and Shisui, who has awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, because his reasoning of awakening his Mangekyo Sharingan is because he saw his teammate die. And in this case, Shisui's teammate still dies. There's nothing, changing that. So Shisui does have his Mangekyo. Itachi does not. And how do you rank Itachi above, Shisui? Itachi was more of a prodigy than Shisui was. So in base stats, like in base to base, Sharingan versus Sharingan without the Mangekyo, which if Shisui's Mangekyo, since there's no coup d'etat happening in the Uchiha, since Minato has already settled all of that, and no one except for maybe like Fugaku would know that Shisui has actually awakened the Mangekyo. So Itachi in base to base stats, who is stronger, would have been named the Anbu captain. Naruto would join their team, and of course Shisui and Itachi would welcome him with open arms. Now, the reason Tsunade requested Minato to help make Naruto join the Anbu with these two specifically was because of his dojutsu. Anyone, she could only help Naruto up to some extent with his JOUGAN, right? But Shisui and Itachi could help Naruto a lot with their Sharingan, specifically Shisui knowing the Mangekyo and all that stuff. Naruto would, soon tell Shisui and Itachi about his Jogan and, to what powers that he has discovered till now. Till now, he would say that he is able to discover that he can see his opponent's weak points in their bodies. The weak points in his opponent's body, they are more of a shiny glow than the entire body when he sees the chakra pathways. You can actually see, quite a far distance away, not as much as the Byakugan, but still far. And then he can like see through walls and stuff, and not to mention the Jogan has grants him like incredible chakra control and like kinetic vision that even surpasses their Sharingan. He would, at last, you would say, no offense, but my Jogan has surpassed their Sharingan in terms of kinetic vision and slowing down things for you. Shisui and Itachi would of course not take this as offense. It's facts, so they cannot really do anything about it. They would say to Naruto that didn't you say that you can sense like emotions and all that stuff in one? And Naruto would be like, oh yeah, that is also an ability of my Jogan. I can like sense negative emotions coming out of someone, and then just differentiate between everyone. I have incredible sensory powers. And then Caesar and Itachi be like, okay, that eye with whatever this boy has said till now is already quite overpowered. Like, he can pretty much do everything that the Byakugan and Sharingan can do. Just combine those two and bam, you have the Jogan, right? And with just the added with the added thing of the emotion sensing and stuff. They would say to Naruto does he feel like he needs more? Like there's more to this eye than Naruto has already figured out? And Naruto would be like, yeah, what I have figured out till now has just been pure coincidence, just because of the eye activating, because of my hidden emotions, because of my family issues and all that stuff. But through combat experience, I have not faced anyone till now that can actually give me much of a challenge, except like for Tsunade. But she is sort of like a mother to me, and she does not go all out on me. It's sort of her fault. And Shisui and Itachi be like, okay, we get what you're trying to say. So that's why you join the Anbu, to hopefully like awaken your Jogan's full power. And Naruto was like, yeah, precisely. That's exactly what I want. And yeah, all that would happen soon. Naruto, Itachi, and Shisui would go on many, many missions. Before I continue with this, the people who love Shisui, just sorry, what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna kill Shisui, but yeah, just saying because I want you guys to be ready. As all these missions go on, they're tasked with an S rank mission. This team is tasked with an S rank mission because the team is pretty goddamn strong. All three of these Anbus are Jonin level people. And the mission is to completely and utterly destroy Gato's organization. This is a mission ordered by the daimyo, since Gato is interfering with the daimyo's business in the Fire Country, and the daimyo wants Gato gone. As this would have happened, the Sisuis and Team Itachi would have been disbanded in order to deal with Gato's organization, Gato Trading Company. They would go there, and they would first, the ones to go would of course be Shisui, right? With this like teleportation sort of technique, he can pretty much escape at any time. So he would like gather intel and just come to Naruto and Shisui and be like, and Naruto and Itachi, and be like, see, there's nothing much in with this organization. They're like bandits and thugs, but those, like, even one of us could go and kill them all. So this should not be much of an issue of a mission. As that would have happened, they all be like, okay, let's go. I have no problem with it. They all go and start to massacre everyone that's in there. The misconception that happened between them are Sisui's investigation was there is no one over there, but the truth is there was, and a very dangerous man was there. Not Zabuza, not Haku, but a really, really, really dangerous man. He was wearing a Akatsuki cloak and had an orange mask with a single eye hole in it and a black spiky hair. This man would be very dangerous, as you guys already know. This is Obito Uchiha, a man that is way out of all three of their leagues. After they all like go through pretty much maximum of their opponents, they confront Obito, who's standing in front of Gato with a little bit of protective look, since Gato is paying Obito a lot, and a lot. I mean, like 4 times the money he was paying Zabuza for his services. Since Akatsuki are expensive, but Gato is capable of handling all him. Obito would be like, "Oh, precious Sharingans," and my sen and the fourth Hokage's neglected child. Naruto would just clench his fist at this man. Pretty much knows who they are, even without like them like opening their mask. With their sensory abilities alone is what it looks like. The man knows who they are. Soon the battle begins, and it's obvious to the three of them that they are no match. Whatever they do to this man, he can pass through all of their abilities. None of it works. Fire jutsus, they were way outclassed. This man uses like a bomb fire style, bomb blast dance level technique, which Itachi and Suisui even together cannot, outlast him in that department. And they're pretty much outclassed. Nothing they do is working against Obito, and Gato is pretty much laughing at the background, being like, "Hey, yeah, bitch! Like my man Obito is just slaughtering all of these three." All of this happens. Naruto and Itachi are on the ground, just writhing in agony and pain. Obito would be on top of Naruto this time, with his sword that he used to kill the Uchiha clan in the original, this time in his hand, and be like, that wretched father of yours caused me a lot of issues. I think this is the perfect chance of taking our revenge, even if he doesn't pretend like he doesn't care you. The truth is, no father is emotionless when it comes to their child, and no mother is the same. I'll say this much. I'll enjoy seeing your father suffer in agony and pain. As Obito would say that, he would stab his sword right through Naruto's chest. Seeing this development of Naruto dying, Itachi Uchiha would awaken his Mangekyo Sharingan. As soon as Itachi awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, black flames would come towards Obito, but being as fast as he is and not being caught off guard by this, sort of expecting an Uchiha to awaken the Mangekyo after their friends die in front of them, would let the flames pass right through him and just come towards Itachi and be like, "Yeah, good try, but that's not gonna work out." Itachi with one more try would try to put Obito under the Tsukuyomi, but Obito would obviously break out of it, since Itachi is not much experience, and Mangekyo user is able to break out of Tsukuyomi if they are really good at breaking out of genjutsus and stuff. Soon Obito just points his blade at Itachi, but Shisui speaks up. "Kill him, don't kill me, don't kill him, please. I request you to spare his life. If you do so, I will give up my life in return." Obito would look back at Shisui, and Itachi would be like, "No, don't do it, Shisui, don't do it." And Shisui would be like, "Okay, Itachi, there's nothing we can do against this man. Like, I used my Susanoo, like my eyes are literally almost on the verge of going blind. There's nothing we can do against this man. I used the Susanoo, he phased right through the Susanoo, teleported inside my Susanoo, and punched me punched me through the Susanoo, and was beating me down. Like, what else can we even do? Like, there's no way that we can win against this man." Shisui would say that as Obito would go over Shisui and be like, "Yeah, you're the smart one of the group. It's smart. It's pretty much sure to say that you had to be the leader instead of Itachi." And Obito would actually kill Shisui in this one, and Obito would be like, "Just for his honor and the things that this boy did, I will spare you only, since you're the last surviving member of this team." And once he would say that, uh, a weird feeling would surround the entire area, as Gato would have already ran away, since Obito would have told him, just go away. Like, I'll handle these three for you. As Obito would look around to see Naruto standing behind him. Obito's one visible Sharingan could really be seen as it was shocked. Like, what the fuck is happening? How did this boy survive? I stabbed him right through the chest. How is he alive? So Naruto, who would, just his eyes would, his hair would have covered his eyes, as he would be like sort of in a daze looking at Obito. Soon, when Naruto would lift his head up to see his Jogan activated, Obito would narrow his eyes, as he would think that, yeah, whatever, this boy had this dojutsu before while he was fighting me, but couldn't do anything. Like, what difference does it make now? But as Obito would think that, Obito would sense it behind him, as he would immediately turn around and activate his Kamui to, let Naruto phase right through him, as Naruto would have came around him with his Danzo pointing right towards Obito's heart. Obito would, of course, let Naruto phase right through him and just look at Naruto with a little bit of shock. What the? What was that? Itachi would have, saw what happened, would think in his mind, oh, he appeared from his shadow. As Itachi would think that Naruto would again appear behind Obito, and this time Obito was sort of ready, since he has already sort of figured out Naruto's ability of teleporting from shadow. As he would bring his blade around to cut Naruto's head clean off, but Naruto would vanish and appear in another location where a shadow was located. Let's just say a shadow of a wall, right? Naruto would appear there, and Obito would, just narrow his eyes at the boy and be like, what the hell is going on? This boy has a completely different aura to him. Obito would go through hand sign and, say fire style, bomb blast dance, and by activating his Kamui and a fireball jutsu at the same time, he would spew out this fireball towards a swirling fireball towards Naruto, who would be looking at Obito with an unfazed and just emotionless look. Soon Naruto's Tanto would be surrounded in a galaxy-like aura, as Naruto would whisper eclipse release. And soon as Naruto would whisper that, he would slash his Tanto, and the entire fireball that was coming towards him would disappear. Obito would be really shocked by this shit, be wondering what the fuck is going on. Soon Obito would tried to teleport behind Naruto with his Kamui for a surprise attack, but Naruto, who would have, as I said before, the Jogan actually has the ability to, see through space and time. So Naruto actually manages to grab Obito's hand before Obito can, swoop in and grab him and teleport him into the Kami dimension, and kick Obito so hard that the Sharingan actually rolls over his eyes, and he's like, this boy didn't have this level of strength before. What the hell is going on over here? And Obito would just grab his stomach in a bit of a pain after Naruto slammed his foot. Itachi would also be surprised by this, since he didn't see what the fuck happened. Even with his Sharingan, he didn't see Naruto land the kick on the man. All that he saw that the masked man appeared behind Naruto, and Naruto grabbed his hand, and after that everything was a blur to Itachi, as the man was just sent skidding away, crashing onto the wall. As the Obito was slammed across the wall, which has a shadow in it, would be the catalyst for Naruto to teleport behind him. But Obito, of course, he's a smart fighter, would be expecting this thing, will just let Naruto phase right through him and, appear a certain distance away with the Kamui. As Obito would look at this boy, he would be thinking, this is not good. This is not good at all. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this boy is on a different level right now. Naruto right now would all that he would be thinking is, I see, so that's how this works. This is chakra and the origin of chakra. I understand it all. Naruto would think that as his Jogan would look at Obito. As Naruto would start to speak, you don't understand what you're doing. The abilities that you've gained, you simply try to master them and don't try to understand the roots of how it happened. Me, on the other hand, Naruto would say as he would drag his hand through his face and just outstretch his hand to his eyelashes and just like stretch them to show his Jogan, would say, I, on the other hand, know everything now. Through the heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. As Naruto would say that, Obito would scoff and look at him. Don't get too cocky, boy. As Obito would say that, in a swirling vortex, several huge shuriken would come towards Naruto. But Naruto, who would be ready for this, would of course go through several hand signs and say, Eclipse release, dance of the Thunder God. As Naruto would say that, his Tanto would be surrounded in a blackish and galaxy-like lightning, as Naruto would go through and slice the shuriken in half as they're coming towards him, and Obito would be shocked, like, what? And as Naruto's coming towards him, Obito would of course activate his combo into more of a defensive ability than offensive, and just let Naruto phase right through him. Obito would of course be like, okay, right now this is not looking good for me, I need to escape. And Obito is like, okay, Naruto Uzumaki, you truly are one of a specimen, and if you say what you are, an honored one, then you are on my hit list. Remember that as you live your life on. As Obito would say that, he would vanish in a swirling vortex. As all this would have happened, Naruto would, just come towards Shisui as the wound on Naruto's chest had been completely healed. How they had been completely healed? Naruto knows healing jutsu because of Tsunade. That's how, right? Naruto's chakra control is way off the roof. It's now due to this awakening that Naruto had right now. His chakra control is even better than Tsunade. Naruto would look at Sisui's dead body and be like, even with my healing abilities, I cannot save him. He would look towards Itachi and be like, he's dead. Itachi would, just swab down and start to cry since, Shisui was, like a big brother to him. Naruto tried his best to console Itachi, but he would say, that things are looking bad and they need to inform Lord Hokage about this. Itachi would say that they have still not completed the mission. Naruto would say that, that's not going to be a problem. As Naruto says that, Itachi's like, what the fuck is he talking about? Soon, a portal opens in front of Naruto as he's like, let's kill Gato and come to you soon. And soon as he does that, Naruto enters the portal and sees Gato pretty much running for his life, as Obito did tell him to run as far as he could. And now Naruto is right in front of him as bluish portal opens in front of Gato, and he's like, stay away. I'll give you anything that you want. Money, power, woman, like what do you want? I'll give it to you. Naruto's like, yeah, I want a lot of things, but on top of that list, as if for right now, is your head. As Naruto would say that, he would just kill Gato without any hesitation, and Gato would be completely and utterly done for. As all this charade ends, soon Naruto would teleport back to Itachi by using space-time ninjutsu, and they would again use space-time ninjutsu to carry Shisui's dead body, and he and Naruto would teleport to the Leaf Village. After all this happens, they give the report to Minato about all this shit happening, and Naruto would just say that he has had a sort of awakening, and right now he feels like he's undefeatable, like no one in the entire world can defeat him. And after he masters all of his power that he has recently gotten, he's gonna be unstoppable. He tells Mina to directly write that to his face, like saying that, you better be ready, you motherfucker, because if I decide to betray the village at any time, you all are fucking screwed for what you did to me, and just not treating me like a human at all. Minato would of course get this message as he was narrowing his eyes at Naruto and say that, is that a threat? Naruto would be like, yeah, I just take it as any way you want, Hokage. But the thing is, if I am, in a few weeks or so, I will completely master my power, and you better be ready. I'll completely master my powers, and I'll be the strongest in this village. You're no longer gonna hold that title. As Mina says, just smirks at Naruto and he's like, you're a failure of my clan. There's no way that you can do so. And Naruto said that, this failure of your clan is the one that graduated before the two prodigies of your clan and became an Anbu before the two prodigies of your clan. Minato would, of course, be a little bit mad at this, since Naruto's sort of mocking him. Tell Naruto to get out of his office. Naruto would be like, oh, fine, I'll just go out. And then soon, the wave mission pretty much doesn't even happen since Gato is killed. Gato is done. Naruto and his, Itachi pretty much killed Gato. Soon, they delivered this news to Fugaku that Itsisui has died during the mission. And Itachi explains whatever he saw and Naruto's ability. Fugaku is a little intrigued by this and like, okay, invite your best friend to a dinner. And Itachi would be like, oh, okay, but are you sure? And Fugaku would be like, yeah, I'm 100% sure about this. And he would invite Naruto to the dinner, and they would all, Fugaku would grill Naruto and say like, well, how about you form your own clan? Since this is a completely new Kekkei Genkai, and probably the strongest one that we have ever seen since the like of Wood release, how about you do it? Like, how about you form your own clan since, all this has happened? How about you do it? Naruto would be, hesitant as he would say to Fugaku that forming a clan is not as easy as, he says that since Fugaku never went through the procedures of doing so. And Fugaku would be like, if you do so, the Uchiha clan will have your back, and the Hyuga clan will also have your back since you sort of have ability that resonates with them. The JOUGAN has probably the abilities of the Byakugan, so Naruto's like, okay, you actually are quite smart, and I actually might do it. Naruto now forms his own clan named the Otsutsuki clan, since I just want to make it a little bit interesting, since the JOUGAN is originated from the Otsutsuki clan. As this happens, the tuning exams now start. The tuning exams have now started. All the teams start coming into the village. Minato calls all the Jonins and Chunins into the village, into his office, and he's like, I want all of you to stay at high alert, since so many teams are going to be coming up in this tuning exams, and 4 villagers are going to be attending these tuning exams. 2 major villagers are going to be attending these tuning exams. Of course, one is going to be Suna, and other is going to be Kumo. They both are attending the tuning exams. Others are, sort of relatively small villages. The Land of Sound, of course, Rain Village, and then like Land of Grass or something like that. And these small villagers are also attending, so you better be careful. That's what Minato's try to say to them. All the Chunin and Jonin would nod their heads and be like, okay, we'll do it. And also, I forgot to mention, for doing this incredible task, the daimyo actually requests Minato to promote Naruto and Itachi to Jonin. So right now, Naruto and Itachi are Jonin, but they're still decided to stay in the Anbu, since that's where they both think that they fit in. Soon the tuning exams begin. The first round begins, and I forgot to mention, Team 7 is pretty much as Sakura doesn't exist in this one, as I said in my previous what if Naruto neglected and Yuaba's power. Sakura doesn't exist in this one, sorry. So the team is Menma, Sasuke, and Mito. The team of 3 arrogant peoples, right? So those 3 are in exams. Those 3 also passed the exams. Menma and Mito have, even beside all their cockiness and being spoiled, they have guts to continue the training exam. Sasuke, because of his Sharingan passes, and the other teams are pretty much the same. The Kumo team, which I forgot to mention as well, is Yugito as the Jonin sensei. Do not forget, people always say Yugito is a genin, but Yugito was nowhere in the original. At least he was not, that low of age. He was actually pretty old. Yugito is the Jonin sensei. Amoy, Karui, and Samui are actually, the three apprentices or whatever you want to call of this whole team, right? Yugito is of course the Two-Tailed Jinchuriki, if you guys do not know. So those three passes, well, Gara's team's passes, all the Rookie 9 team, they pass as well. So the forest of that incident happens pretty much the same. Nothing really changes. The Mito, Menma, and Sasuke's team pretty much get the scroll without much of a hunch. The Tuma team also gets the scroll without much of a hunch, and they are in their merry way to the preliminary rounds. And again, there are a bunch of Uchihas who are alive, and Orochimaru has no reason to attack one in particular. So very good with that. Like Orochimaru does have a Sharingan level body now, but yeah, some things you have to sacrifice. So after all of this, Naruto, who has been continuing to grow on his training since a month has passed since the Chunin exam that began. Naruto, who is the honored one, the one who has been enlightened, is the strongest man that is currently alive. The only one that can actually give Naruto a bit of challenge is Obito with the Rinnegan, White Mask, and all that stuff. But right now we don't want to get into that level of territory or power. That level of power is like legend, like Madra's level of power that we are talking about here. So let's not get into that. Nothing really changes. I'll go with the matchups and who won and who lost at the least. The people who pretty much passed the preliminary rounds are Menma, of course, Mito, of course, Sasuke. So entire Team 7 does passes. And Choji doesn't pass. Unfortunately, Shikamaru also doesn't pass. And Ino doesn't pass. So the entirety of that team is gone. Kiba doesn't pass. Hinata doesn't pass. And then Chino does pass. So we have 4 people who have passed till now. Rock Lee doesn't pass, Tenten doesn't pass, and in this case, Neji does pass. There's no doubt about that. So from Konoha, the people who are passed are Team 7, Neji, and then we have Shino. So these are the only people that have actually even passed. Right, 5 people in total who have passed the exam. And from other teams are, of course, Gara has passed the exam. Conqueror unfortunately didn't pass the exam since he was going against Samui, who is the more of an aggressor in their team. And Samui actually defeated Conqueror. So Samui actually passes, Conqueror doesn't passes, and Temori passes since he went up against Tenten and Tenten lost pretty miserably, didn't he? Karui doesn't pass since I don't like her. And Amoy passes since I really like his character. So Samui and Amoy passes. Menma, Mito, Sasuke pass. So that's 5 in total. Shino passes. That's 6. And Neji passes. That's 7. And last but not least, Gara passes. So 8. So 8 people in total who have passed the Chunin exams, and just don't go up with the matchups. This, that, the numbers are not even in the 8 contestants, 4 rounds, and then semi-final and final and all the whatnot stuff is gonna happen. So hopefully you guys like this part of what if Naruto was neglected and had the JOUGAN. And if you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, also share this video as well. Okay, if you want the channel to grow, since channel has not been growing recently, subscribers has been staying, and I want the channel to grow, and it's not possible without your guys' support. And I request you please to share the video with many of your friends as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.